We're at the Giant's Causeway, and it's amazing. And to look at these stones in the pattern that they are, we have to ask, how did this get to be? How did this happen? Well, scientists want to tell you that these stones were created by volcanic activity. Well, that may be true, but how did they get arranged in a way that makes it look like it's a causeway? It goes out into the ocean, and then over in Scotland, a similar pattern, so that at one time you could go across the Giant's Causeway from Ireland to Scotland. Well, I think the answer to how it got created is right in the name of it. It's the Giant's Causeway. It was built by giants. You see, a long time ago in Ireland there was a giant named McCool. And in Scotland there was another giant. And they could see each other. And they would trade insults across the sea. Arr! Stay off my lawn!
Lawn?
Yeah, I'm trying to make a golf course over here.
All right, how about a little less, old man? And you're a giant, not a pirate.
Fee, fi, fo, fum, and stay off my lawn. Shut up over there, or I'll come knock the haggis out of you. So Finn had had enough of the Scottish giant's insults, and he decided that he was going to go over there and knock the haggis out of them. So he took these basalt columns and he made the causeway across to Scotland. And he walks across the causeway. Of course, he had to build the causeway because giants don't, swim. And so he walks across. Once he gets across to Scotland and sees the Scottish giant up close, he realizes that the Scottish giant is a lot bigger than him. And so he hightails it back to Ireland, and the Scottish giant pursues him. So Finn heads home. He's going to tell his wife about what's happening and then go hide somewhere. Woman! Woman! I gotta go! I got a giant after me! Well, I'm a giant. But I got a giant after me! Woman! Yes, Finn? Oh, hey, woman, you got a little bit of a girl stash, it's fine. Where was I? Oh, I gotta go! A giant's after me! Now, Finn, you are going to have a proper breakfast and your proper glass of beer before you go out and play with your friends. Now come in and sit down. Finn's wife, who is probably a little smarter than Finn, immediately comes up with a plan to foil the Scottish giant. She tells Finn that he needs to have breakfast and his morning beer. And she puts a sleeping pill in to the porridge, and Finn falls asleep. She then wraps him up to look like a baby and puts him in the tub, which is like a bassinet for the gigantic baby. And when the Scottish giant comes, she tells him that Finn has gone out to the fields and to come in and have some breakfast. And while he's in there having breakfast, he's going to see the baby and think, wow, this is a gigantic baby and I don't want to see the father of the baby. And she feeds the Scottish giant some of the porridge, and he breaks a tooth on it because she's put in some iron pieces. But she's saved some to give to the baby, which doesn't have the iron, and she feeds the baby. Where's Finn? I just want to, destroy him. Finn has gone out to work in the fields. I just put the baby down to sleep. Why don't you come in and have some breakfast, and you can wait for Finn. Then you guys can play together when he gets back. I'm seeing a fallacy in this story. How do you feed a sleeping baby? Maybe the story is not completely true. Just take the parts that are true and sort it out for yourself. That a Finn's baby? I don't want to fight Finn no more. Give him my regards and I'll see you later. Once the Scottish giant sees the Finn baby, he decides he better get out of there, and he goes running back to Scotland. On his way across the causeway, he tears it up so that Finn can't pursue him. Now, some versions of this story are going to tell you that Finn was kind of chasing the giant back to Scotland, which again is kind of suspect if he was a sleeping baby. But at any rate, maybe it was later. He tore up a piece of turf and chucked it over at the Scottish giant, but he missed. It landed in the middle of the Irish Sea. Now, if you look today, you will see that there is a lake, the largest lake in Northern Ireland, that is the same shape as the Isle of Man, which would suggest that somebody, probably Finn, tore up a piece of turf and threw it out there. The story of Finn McCool is a legend, which means it was probably made up by someone along the way. Feel free to give me your comments and take on this story. And the path is narrow. May you find the way.
Wayanchor.com. Dive in!